Welcome to STLCast. The STLCast is the podcast initiative from STL Flix. And today I have here together with me my co-host, Lincoln Almeida, the CEO of STL Flix, Ben Pendergast, aka It's Boy in Space, me, Bruno Boas, and we have a very special guest that I really like because every model that he prints from STL Flix is a viral video.
I don't know why.
It's Dohan from
What is the secret? Please teach us.
So it's Dohan, the 3D printing doctor. Welcome to the STLcast.
It's a pleasure to be here. Definitely.
Awesome.
I feel slightly called out for that.
So usually we start by asking who is the printing doctor besides 3D printing?
Yeah, so my real name is the Dr. Osmandan Yirmeşoğlu. I got my PhD in robotics and mechanical engineering. That's where actually my 3D printing journey started.
Ah, that's so cool.
At college?
Huh?
At college?
No, it's PhD, it's graduate
later.
studies.
Okay.
Yeah.
He started 3D printing. You started 3D printing during your PhD.
Yeah, a little bit before it, but I started my channel, 3D Printing Doctor, at the end of my PhD. I was like, hey, I'm about to graduate and I'm doing 3D printing related stuff. And what should I name it? Like, I need a name. And I was like, wait a second, I'm becoming a doctor. So let's call 3D Printing Doctor. That's how it started.
The actual 3D printing doctor.
Yeah. So actually, to go a little bit back, I started my YouTube journey in 2012. And I was sharing my robotics stuff, scuba diving stuff, all kind of things. And we dreamed of like, hey, becoming a YouTuber. And my favorite YouTuber was Anna Akana at that time. I was watching her a lot. And it wasn't going anywhere for me because like it was like a very low subscribers, 100, 200. And I came to United States in 2015 for my PhD. And I started doing additive manufacturing related robotics work.
At that period, were you creating content in English already?
Yeah, I was always creating content in English, mostly, or muted, not all just music at the background. Okay. But it wasn't going up. Up until like 2018-ish, I maybe barely had 4,000 subscribers. And then I decided, hey, this is not working well. Let me open an Instagram because I have lots of prints, but I never shared them. Then I start sharing things on Instagram and start growing.
What was your goal?
Huh?
What was your goal? Because you were going through a PhD program and then you decided to create content.
Yeah, the real thing is in the PhD, we were doing really interesting stuff and research and publishing papers, right? Every time we created a new thing, a video, it wasn't going viral or it was like a low-key thing. I was like, why not I create my own channel and promote my own self so it can come up to these times. And in 2018, we invented world first desktop silicone printer during my PhD. We get a patent and create a company about it.
That's awesome.
And then in same year with my colleague Uran Bilek Dalkahija, we discovered how to 3D print liquid metals, which are like three elements like gallium, indium, tin, eutectic alloy. So you're able to 3D print liquid metal in a paste form and you press on it. And it's conductive line, so we can create like silicone and liquid metal together to create soft robots. Which is my expertise area in material science part. So that's how I ended up my PhD with creating machines to do that. And I generated like 6 different silicone printers, and current companies trying to sell the 6th one. And we also made the episode with 3D printing nerd.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. And I think that's a common thing for people because you make similar content to what I do on shorts is like you just print toys, but it's like sometimes you don't know like some of the stuff that you're talking about right now, people probably don't even know even exists, right? So it's like sometimes we like to have fun too, but we have to understand that the people we're catering our videos to, we want more people, like-minded people to get into the hobby, right?
Yeah, because like previously on my channels, when I share my research videos, it was getting 1,000 views, 2,000 views. But recently I shared one of my recent research for the silicone printing is like 500,000, something like that.
Wow.
It doesn't come without that content. So I think one of the biggest things when I was doing PhD, the important thing, you do PhD, you do research, but at the end of the day, you need to communicate that research with the public. That's why I started 3D printing doctor in that sense, so I can share the STEM field more. And I do it like free, like I don't earn money out of it. But I will turn it to company in the 2024 or 2025. Awesome. So it's coming there. But I think my main goal is to get 1 million on YouTube.
That's a big goal.
Yeah,
You've
halfway
been
there.
growing a lot. A lot.
Let me tell you something. Last 90 days, my Instagram doubled its follows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
To 400K. Like I was like sitting for 154K for 6 months, and I was burned out. I was really unhappy. But Halloween came in. Halloween is my jam. I always love making.
Because you do the 30 days or like every
yeah
single
challenge.
Yeah.
And I start doing the 30 days challenge with the Halloween prints, and it started picking up.
Yeah.
And you know when it happens to you too. Sometimes when you ride on a wave, you grow.
The term that I always use is that it's that ocean experience where you're on a surfboard and you're
Yep.
like, yeah, and then you're like, what's happening?
This time I ride that wave really good. Like literally on Instagram, I come up to 395K. I was getting daily 10,000 subscribers. Now I'm getting daily 50 subscribers because that wave is diminished. Now we are not we are not moving. It's like 5K more.
There will be a next wave, definitely.
Yeah, like I think it's step by step, right?
That this wave.
It's died out. You know, sometimes.
No, but what made this wave?
What made it that wave is basically interesting content, right? You need to always keep something interesting, something surprising, and once it's being picked up by people, it goes on and on and on. And if actually what I realized that once you go viral with that content, for example, the shark one, right? I made that shark
STL model.
Yes, it is an STL Flix model.
Just wondering.
I was browsing on STL.
I really like that shark model, okay? I was like, I'm just gonna print it. I printed it. I was tired. I made the video. I love really good ASMR videos. I only use my iPhone too. I just recorded a video, shared it. Goddamn, I got like 60 million or somewhere, 40 million somewhere. Like, it's rarely, a content on my channel rarely goes viral on 3 of my platforms. It went all platforms viral.
So you pushed everything.
Everybody wanted to buy that thing. I think I'm an idiot for not selling it. I should have sold it. But I think the main thing is, yeah, you are creating interesting content and people wants to buy it. And when it gets a little bit viral, like 200K view, people will come to buy it and everybody's looking for links.
Yeah.
And they share it with each other. Algorithm shares more and it grows big.
Yeah.
That's why I believe once I start selling stuff, I will have more waves coming in because people want to buy it. And you know what I'm really sad about it? 1 week ago, and Twitter account, X account, stole my shark video.
Yeah, I
And
tagged
you tagged me too. A couple of people also tagged me too. This person has 2 million follows, not bothered to ask, shared it. Now he has like more than 10 million on X, and X
my
pays the
God.
most as far as I know. So
They
it made
didn't
me-
credit you at all.
No.
they just said 3D printing document, but people need to understand one thing: crediting is not giving you the copyright to share my stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's violation. Sometimes they put it like copyright violation, not in that is a copyright violation.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to sit down and fill the
a
copyright
correct.
violation forms and prove that this is my video. Take it, please, X. So it's just like frustrating.
Yeah. Copyright infringements are frustrating for us all.
Man, I'm gonna get a team of lawyers when this thing gets really good. We will work on this. Like
Yeah.
Don't copy his videos.
exactly. Ask because like as a creator, you pay for the machine, you pay for the material, you pay for the model, you create it, you pay for electricity,
Yeah.
you pay for video creating equipment, and you make that video, and then you share that video with your community. Like 8-9 steps, and you pay for everything. And a guy comes in, or a man or a woman, whatever the person is, comes in, downloads it, shares it on their platform, grows your
Downloads it
thing.
not officially because the website to download is already like not an official website. It's not like
Yeah.
you're downloading it straight from YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating. It sometimes breaks my heart really badly, but I learned to live with it.
Yeah.
But again, I will love your team, and we will find you.
But you did 2 different videos from STL Flix models. There was the Endless Tree.
Yeah.
I believe had even more views, right?
Yeah. I think that Endless Tree is the biggest view on my Instagram, like 40 million something. Okay, let me tell you, I don't have any idea why that thing gone viral. Okay.
no.
That's the reason why you invited
Couple things.
you. Why don't you know, man?
Couple things that I can tell is like time lapse. Everyone likes time lapse, so that video has a time lapse ability in it, and it's surprising. Second thing, it has the ASMR noise, that's also great. Third thing, it's surprising because it goes through.
I think there's the optical illusion in it as well, because when it goes in, it doesn't feel like it's going to fit. It not only fits, but it passes through.
Exactly. But fourth thing, which is more important, is it reminds in people's minds kind of not safe for work.
Yes, that's what I was getting to. Is that's why mine went viral. A few of them went viral, is because it was straight to not safe for work. Like people thinking it was something. Same thing with the twist container, right?
Because there's literally nothing I did in there.
Kind of
people start making jokes. Oh, this is too big to take. Like it goes through, etc. And they put memes and jokes around it, and people start talking about it. And especially sometimes there are different communities who are writing comments under it. Community A picks up on community B, and they start fighting in there. I don't. Be kind, guys. Don't fight. But that increases.
But it still engage my video.
Exactly. It creates engagement.
Fight politely.
Fight politely.
Fight politely. And then it increases the engagement of the video. It goes viral. But yeah, the fourth point is not safe for work. It's not in all of my videos, because I think the more important thing is to connect with the audience to make them feel what you feel. Like my most watched video on YouTube is around like 60 million. It's basically a print stuck on the print bed. I'm trying to remove it. It's literally coming with the printer. It's not coming out. And it cuts in there. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer comes in as an anime and throws out his blade with anger and scream. That's what you feel inside. And people saw it, felt the same thing. And then Demon Slayer fanboys came in too. And that thing grew drastically. Now the shark is growing drastically. Everybody's watching the shark. So
the thing that you mentioned about like how you hit the wave and then it just goes flatlines, right? I think that's like similar like with YouTube, because at the same time like it was like me, you, and Plastic 3D were, and like some other people were like, we really need to push on YouTube because we've seen other people growing like crazy. And then we all started, like we were all like got up to the same level, and then it was like you'd go 10,000 more, I would grow 10,000 more, and it just kept going like that, right? But then there's people like you had a long dead period for a really long time, but then you're now growing. Right? And currently I've been dead in the water for Instagram.
I'm expecting a growth from you.
But that's the thing, is you can't stop striving for it because you're doing it for fun and entertainment, whether you like it or your followers like it. Like you have to keep pushing no matter what, right?
Yeah, that is true. I was in a stop period last year summer, and I stopped making content to like 2-3 months because I was demoralized and I didn't like a couple stuff in my life. So I stopped. When I stopped, it was like stabilized, flat, sometimes dying and losing followers, etc. But once the October hits with the Halloween content, I was like, okay, Halloween is my jam. I'm doing this. And it started growing. So I think it's kind of consistency here.
Very much.
You need to be consistent all the time. Do sprints like Halloween sprint, Christmas sprint, New Year's sprint. Like continue making it, even like 60 seconds or 10 seconds. Work for it. Like
why do you think the Halloween is your jam? Like what is the thing about it?
First of all, I love Halloween. That's why it gives me more energy to do things. Second thing is people really create creepy stuff with 3D printing, especially like ghosts and masks, all those kind of stuff. I really like, there was one designer who created a hand but string attached, coming out of the hand thing. I even made like top 10 Halloween designs for 2023, and I really put there the things that I love. Nothing is paid, so it was really nice. So I want to do the same thing next year.
Oh, STL Flix didn't pay you for the video.
No, STL Flix did not pay me.
But I think
STL Flix do not pay me.
I think for this year we should do a collab drop for Halloween with STL Flix. Your crazy ideas, the references that you have, and we could perhaps create some. We did 2 drops with Ben while he was in Brazil. It was really interesting because he brings in like this sort of technology and the stuff that he likes to print, and we combine the creative teams.
Well, for instance, like the Twistmas or like the swirling endless Christmas tree, like those were all part of like the
exactly.
Things he told me that he imagined from the.
Because we were trying to come up with spinning things, and then
that's
the
true.
one
That's
artist
true.
like presented that twisting tree, and I was like, oh yeah, that's really awesome, right? 'Cause
Oh,
we were trying to
maybe.
find something that we could put together, but then they came up with like the Christmas tree aspect of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's really good. It's really pointy, but
Here's an idea. Maybe this year you can add like a stringy thing. So when it's turning, the strings go up and then it goes down like a tree.
That
let's
could be
We have to cut
stop
it.
talking right
swirling 3 2.0. Let's not discuss that in public though.
Yeah.
But it also could be cool because like something I think that the reason like creators like us love like printing things and making content around it is because they're the minds that have come up with this stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's when I went to Brazil. It was like I always just assumed STL Flix was just like some
Me and
Fiverr
Lincoln.
artists, right? But
Me and
then
Lincoln
seeing
sitting
you
down.
guys collectively go together, have meetings every day or whatever in a group, and you're sketching stuff up, and coming up
Professional
stuff.
business.
Yeah, but that's the thing though is like
We have
it'd be
real
cool to,
problems.
like to do drops or like stuff like that where it's like you have like a bunch of creators come in and then see what the people that have printed all these models would come up with
Yeah.
and like collectively do, right?
Yeah,
That
it
would
might
be great.
good.
Also because we really like seasonal drops because
Yeah, seasonal
we are
drops are
releasing
awesome.
like 2-3 drops a week, and it's hard to come up with so many ideas.
Yeah.
And when there is Halloween, for example,
Halloween, tons of ideas, man.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Halloween is really good. It's our jam too. Like the first growth that we had in 2022, it was Halloween, and then like the first kind of like spike that we had
last year was good as well.
last year was good as well because it gives you a lot of content possibilities basically.
In my real life, I built robots. A lot of robots.
In my
Real
real
life.
life.
Sorry,
Not
not
in your-
virtual life. Sorry, not the 3D printing, not influencer life. So that's why I don't do designs in the 3D printing, doctor, and don't sell them or don't create them mostly. If I just have time, I generally do it. But in general, it's like taking most of my time in the professional life where I do designs for robotics. So I don't share them on the 3D printing doctor or anything like that. So I keep them separate. That's why I don't do much designs on the social media.
I have a
just
question.
print other people's designs.
Uh-huh.
Going back a lot, because you said you created this silicone printer.
Yes.
And the goal of it was already to build robots? Or it was just a challenge?
So my PhD was on soft robotics. So we
okay.
created this 3D silicone printer to create soft structures robots for research universities mostly. And it's a big machine too.
It's working currently.
Yeah, it's a working. It's a machine that anyone can buy. It's like $13,000. It's a machine that
You get
can,
royalties?
huh?
You get royalties?
I
On the
own the
sales?
company.
Oh, it's your company.
Yeah.
Easy.
But it's hard to sell that thing because it's not the same thing as you imagine with the normal 3D print. It's slow, it's silicone, it's viscous, it's pure
The image
silicone.
that comes to mind is the intro to Westworld.
Yeah,
Have you seen Westworld?
Yeah, I know it's not that much, but like
it's more like
literally,
FDM, right?
Yeah, I
very
assume.
much. Like,
you
but like-
can literally create masks, valves, robots.
That's so cool.
Some pneumatic actuators, all those kind of stuff, but it's still in its baby steps. It needs more development and everything, but all those developments cost you money. Like I
obviously.
need to raise some angel investors and continue
You
growing.
do a lot of stuff because you have a job, you create content. I didn't know that you were selling the printers as well.
We are trying to.
How many hours do
very
you have in your day?
Huh?
How many hours do you have in your day?
well, like, before the
I don't
podcast-
sleep.
like before the podcast, they were like, "What are some questions we can ask?" Like, "What do you know about?" I was like, "He's a lot smarter than you will ever have thought." Like, he is probably the smartest person I know.
But this PhD, was it here in the United States?
Yeah, it was in Oregon State.
When did you come to the United States?
I came for my PhD actually in 2015. Then I finished my PhD 2020. I worked at Meta Reality Labs for a while, and I worked at Amazon Robotics and AI. And I went to Yale for a postdoc, and now I'm working in a no name robotics company in somewhere as an applied scientist.
That's awesome.
I can tell the previous ones, but not the current.
The current one you can't. But you do like your job a lot. Like,
I love my job. I
You
don't.
can say you don't like no one who knows where it is. No, your coworkers know.
Yeah, my coworkers know me too. I don't have any obligations or secret. I just don't want to share personally.
yeah.
But technically, I love my job. I learn a lot of stuff in my job every day. There are lots of smart people in there. I was like, I feel stupid sometimes, but it's really
But
cool.
that's nice to feel be around like very smart
Exactly,
people.
it's an engaging community where I learn a lot of stuff. Otherwise, I will go back to Ben in Seattle. Let me tell you that.
So
Because I don't like Boston too much. It's too cold, too crowded. Not gonna say. The camera.
there is hope for Seattle again, though.
Yeah, okay. My favorite place is Kirkland in Washington. I really love it. In Boston, I don't like the traffic, potholes. It's really chaotic. It's especially in downtown Boston. Like one time I missed the traffic line. Like I supposed to exit. It was like my house was 7 minutes away. I missed that exit. And it immediately became 57 minutes.
Oh my God.
I was like, no.
Sounds like Sao Paulo.
But yeah, that was very interesting. But regarding the future of the 3D printing, I believe there's going to be really cool stuff coming in from various companies and from various technologies. I was just in the Soft Robotics conference before I came here in San Diego. I seen very cool soft material printing technologies and where they can use additive manufacturing to create new types of robots.
Yeah, and this was something that I wanted to ask you because every type of consumer technology that we have out there started out as a laboratory technology at one point. So what I wanted to ask you is, do you believe your technology, the technology that you built in your PhD, will eventually be able to cascade down to regular consumers? Will there be an application for it? And will it be cheap enough for consumers to have it?
Yeah, maybe, because the problem is market, right? In the market, everybody wants these days something fast, something sweet, something that's not going to give you trouble. But when that
doesn't have multicolor
and cheap. So for silicone printing, for example, to come to that point, it's a little bit hard because not everybody wants to 3D print with silicone. So you can only sell it to specific industries, specific market, and specific researchers. To survive as a company while you are doing that, you need to sell it expensive. So it's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And you
Like
manufacture yourself the print?
Yeah.
A lot of work, I imagine.
Yeah, it is a lot of work. So I need a team, better team. We had a team before. We created this startup company like 20-ish. And COVID hit after our start. We were like 5-6 engineers in the company. Everything was like great. I was just at that time still PhD student, so I wasn't working at my company, but the company had other people working in it. And as a result, it was going great. But everything shut down during COVID, operations halted. So
investments.
Lots of problems happened. So these days it's on kind of low key. We will see what's going to happen.
Awesome. And then going back to your story, you finished your PhD, you started 3D printing, and then you immediately started creating content around 3D printing, right?
Yeah.
But when that became really an important thing in your life, because right now we're here at the event, like you're constantly creating content, you have the recognition of the community as well. So how did that happen?
I think it's over time thing, right? For the last 3 years, I have been creating content when I have free time and just like try to post every day. Because like making 60 seconds video is very easy. It's just like, don't be perfectionist. Take your phone, record something and put it on. Because as long as it's natural, people will like it.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And I think it has an importance in my life because I like doing it. As long as I like doing it, I will continue doing it. But if there's a time comes, like, I don't want to do this anymore, probably I will not do that anymore.
Was it hard at the beginning to create the content?
So technically speaking, since I started like 2012 with my daily stories, like a vlog, so I always in my mind had, hey, I can create content like this. I can create content like this. For me, being able to generate content is not hard. It's more like hard thing is like finding time to record that.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you look at my projects, those are like small projects, not a very big project. I want to do a big project. I don't really have time to do a big project. I saw like a 3D printed Lamborghini in there.
Yeah.
It's a long project.
I want to do that, but that's a very long
1
project.
to 5 scale, perhaps.
Yeah, it's doable. I just need a workshop.
So what's your setup?
You can do a silicone Lamborghini.
No.
That will engage a lot of people.
Maybe the valves in the Lamborghini we can 3D print with silicone or something like that. But
But I was curious about your setup. How many printers do you have? What's your setup at home?
I have 4-bedroom house, renting. I'm not rich to buy a house in Massachusetts. It's like very expensive. It's very expensive, but
Our printer's bedroom.
1 bedroom is full of resin printers. 1 bedroom is full of 3D printers, fused filament fabrication printers. I think I have total 45.
Oh my God.
45?
I am trying to put them to under the basement at the moment, the ones that I'm not using. I'm collecting.
Yeah.
I even have ANET. I even have ANET A8.
Oh my God.
I have Zone Star. Like, all those house burners.
all those house burners.
I'm not running them. I'm not running them.
I was about to make the comment, and they'll rise from the ashes. Like that.
My goal is to keep them and create a video, a goodbye video, maybe in 10 years with the old printers
cool.
that I have. Like it's going to be a
This
what
is
do
a
you call
long
it?
project.
It's a long project, exactly. I'm just gonna make a very long video, evolution of all those 3D printers, etc. with what I have.
Yeah, but the video about the 3D printing evolution, since you have all that history in your basement, is really
Exactly.
cool.
How many working printers do you have
All of them are working. Nothing is
that you
broken.
use?
I'm generally using 10 maybe at the same time.
But it's still a lot for like, I don't know, how many do you have been working?
I usually, because I don't have much space, and obviously my wife is not too impressed with the printer that's taking up the whole entire dining room right now.
Yeah, you have a
So I usually have like 5 to 6 or so.
Orange Star Mega.
I usually like
This
as soon as
one
something
counts
new
for
comes
10.
out, I take it out and then try to find a home somebody that can utilize. But if I had storage, I would love to do something like that. Because imagine like 10 years from now,
Yeah,
you
it's
just
just-
don't shave for 10 years and be like, back in my day.
Yeah. Like,
But how many do you have running? Like,
It's usually like I always have like 3 to 4 of them running, and then I have a few in some odd areas kind of thing that aren't really seen. But
I believe you have more printers than we do. How many do we have?
we have like around 40 printers, but they're all
You
like,
said 45.
yeah.
it's not a farm. It's just like a collection.
yeah.
Yeah.
I even have that Prusa's 10-year anniversary machine, the golden MK3S Plus. I
Oh my God.
Not open it. I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a value in the future. You know what I'm saying? 100 years from now.
Investment.
I don't know. I really like it, but we'll see how the things go.
And what do you print normally? Because 10 printers, you have to print a lot of stuff. Do you sell stuff or
I
do you
don't.
use for
Again,
research?
I don't sell stuff. I generally use it for research mostly. But those 10 printers are really good.
Your work
especially-
research or personal research?
Work research is different. It's not in my house. It's at work.
Yeah.
But personal research, because I still writing some papers for soft robotics and additive manufacturing. So I'm working on creating experimental setups, etc. But mainly when I use 10 printers is for content creation. So one Sunday morning, I put all the models that I want to print, run them, and sometimes they finish like Monday, Tuesday. But then I can make the content and do not print anything for the rest of the week. You know, like
Yeah, that's what I started doing in the last year. It's like
Yeah.
you print like 5 to 6 product or
Yeah, you
projects,
have-
and then you put the build plate off, and then
Yep.
you stage it for the video when you have that time.
Yep.
Like,
Exactly. So that you don't spend time all the time. You just like spend half a day starting the prints, put them in, and entire week's videos are done for you.
Yeah, that's cool.
As a 3D printer manufacturer, silicone manufacturer, what do you expect to see in the regular FDM 3D printers that you don't see, that you feel that is missing?
Oh, I think it's coming. The AI era is out there, right? With the cameras and detection, it's coming. I saw another company in the Remurf right now. They're putting AI detection of the first layer. I think we will see more AI involving in the 3D printing domain. And this year is definitely a year of multicolor printing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody is generating their own 3D printers.
Multicolor run.
Multicolor.
It's crazy, like the hedge that Bamboo got from everybody else, right? Because now they're starting to catch up.
I believe Bamboo will have something hidden under their sleeves, and we
They
will
need
see
to.
soon.
They are working as well, right?
Exactly,
People are
because-
running after them. And
yeah, I
they,
feel like there's a lot
they're
of
running.
catch up.
They need to create something
next
new
thing, yeah.
so people
Yeah,
can
we
get
hope.
inspired from it.
Yeah, we hope so.
But I think we will see more AI stuff in the additive manufacturing domain. and we will start seeing more different technologies coming in, getting cheaper. There's a new machine everybody's talking about, SLS, around like $3,000 right now.
We were talking
So
about
that is coming. Formlabs just released their Form 4, which is extremely fast machine. It's coming, and Frozen is increasing their resolution bit. So we will definitely continue seeing little bit advancements in the technology that's already been out there. That's one thing. The second thing, as I said, the AI introduction will come in, and I believe the third thing is the price point getting lower, so that
Lower than it is today.
more makers is coming in. So those are the things. But from robotics domain, if I may add, is I think we will see more and more systems that enables 3D printing in robotics field. So we will be able to create robots better with interlocking features, sensors, and all those kind of stuff that are fully 3D printed. But that will start from the research domain. It's already started, but it will be more common. Because my dream in my PhD that I inherited from my professor was we 3D print the soft robot in the build plate, and it start running out after the print is done, running out of the print bed.
Oh my God.
So that was a dream. We came close, but PhD is 5 years, so we didn't finish in time. But I think that's going to happen soon. Like 3D printers will become more robotics. Like technically, a 3D printer is a robot with 3 axes. It's specialized, and it has a name now, 3D printer. But there will be pick and place inside 3D printers, placement of the parts, so that we will have literally robots ready out of the bed in the next 5 years. I think.
Could you imagine an STL Flix drop that is just robots? That they come out walking out of the build plate?
ST critters.
Sure, why not? Follow the dream, man.
Yeah, I like the dream. I hope
Do
it
you
happens.
see anything in the industrial printers that you may have access in your job, for example? Any future or something that you believe we will arrive at the consumer printers as well?
I really like carbon 3Ds, clip technology based resin printing. That's generally very, very, very expensive machine and system, subscription based, if I remember correctly too. Maybe in the future we can have more access to those. Now you can probably get it from outsourced vendors, not the machines. But if they are interested in maker market, maybe they can create something like a small resin printer for us. But I am really interested in those machines and SLS technology to come in our basement.
But the STL's technology, the SLS technology, sorry, you still have to clean up the dust afterwards, right?
Yes.
So there's
And how is that going to work in a makerspace?
Well, you need to create your post-processing system, and you can do it because, like, even imagine resin printing, right?
Yeah.
There's a very not nasty, but
It
very
is a
disturbing
bit nasty.
post-processing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. As long as you have your precautions, PPE, health restrictions, and everything that's in place set, you should be able to bring into maker places, because maker places are like technically small communities where you lead it. So it should be creatable. Maybe not in your bedroom, obviously, but I think we will have more access to higher technologies, and there will be more than fused filament fabrication.
Yeah, this is what I think, like, because when we started STL Flix in 2021, we were seeing like a cool rise of the resin printers because they finally got to the consumers. They were really good. So people were printing like very detailed, small stuff. But then the bamboo came along and introduced the multi-material printing. And then I think the whole attention shifted towards multicolor printing. And we're seeing the trend right now when the other manufacturers are now pushing their multicolor printers. And I think the resin printers, they kind of missed the spotlight a little bit.
They can, but let me tell you something. For the SLA printing or the TLP printing, I think there's a way to make it multi-material too. So even though you have a one resin bath with a specific mechanism that can turntable and create voxel by voxel resin curing, there's a potential to turn it into multi-material machine.
Could you imagine a multicolor resin printer? That would be incredible.
I have some sketches on my research book. I think it's doable. I think people are already thinking about this in big companies, etc. I think we will see some action in there. In principle, it's extremely hard to do that in one vat resin, but if you think out of the box and if you imagine using multiple vats in different different turntable, it's possible to create that, and it will open the doors of like ink. It's not going to be inkjet printing, but similar approach in a different
Yeah.
way.
And we already have in SLS printers multicolor, very detailed. And then,
Multicolor SLS printer.
yeah, that you've seen in the mall. It's not like they're multicolor, but they have like an inkjet
Oh, okay.
that paints it right after.
Inkjet. That's different. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you go. It's like like in China, you can like scan yourself, and I think in the US as well. You can scan yourself.
Multijet
And then,
fusion, right?
yeah, and then you. So they pretty much they print it, and then there's the print head that comes in.
I use those machines too. In Oregon State, we had a Stratasys Connex 350, something like that. That machine was like, imagine you have a Mustang in your garage, and to use it, you have to fix it every single time. We had one of those old machines, and I was responsible for it for 3 years during my PhD. We had to clean it all the time. You have to fix it. There were like really interesting errors on the machine. It was like a beautiful machine that give you like couple micron resolution. It was like amazing inkjet printer, but you had to fix it all the time. I was like, oh my God.
So frustrating.
That machine was costing almost like $250,000 by the way. Like it's a humongous machine and expensive. So if we have that technology cheap, I'm down. I will buy one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think eventually it will be.
Maybe.
Yeah, but then there's the post processing, which I think it's what kills the resin printing these days.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Exactly.
like I feel like a lot of people, like at least that I've met and stuff, will get into resin printing, and then they feel that shock immediately coming from FDM, where they're like, whoa, hold up, I have to like take it out, make sure it doesn't drip, then I have to wash it, and then I have to cure it, and if I cure it too long, it'll be fragile, and it's like
Yeah, but as soon as you take the part in your hand, you just say like, oh my God.
But you have to wear gloves.
This is just
so it's,
completely
like,
other thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
with your gloves,
it's
cured
like-
and
so it's
everything.
like-
Once you learn it, it's good. Like I okay, this is lazy me, but I made episodes about how to resin 3D printing 101. Never published those videos.
You never
I should
published?
published them sometime because I didn't like the voice quality in there. It was like echoing all the time. So I don't do it. But like resin printing 101 is a really good if there's YouTubers out there not lazy as me.
And weren't aware of DaVinci Resolve's audio cleanup AI.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those things, like
Yeah, I saw like you create entire video and you click one plugin and it cuts all the pauses that
yeah,
you were.
yeah.
It's like, oh my God, this is so
But
beautiful.
that's like the whole like what you were talking about with 3D printing,
Yeah.
like the rapid development of the products, the software behind it, that then reduces like shows like companies like, okay, this is now solving the problems to potentially make it or make us want to present this product in a consumer level, right?
Yeah, I love AI. I'm not against AI. AI will make us really better society, will increase our efficiency and save our time. Absolutely. But at the same time, there's a one thing that I'm scared of is it will make us more lazy and less more depending on AI and less dependent on math or other stuff, which will cause some issues, I believe, in the future. We need to make sure that we are keeping the standards in our education system.
That we still know how to do stuff, right?
Exactly. So that you know what to do, because once you don't have access to AI, what are you going to do?
Exactly, you know nothing.
Do stuff in the future will be use AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I feel
part
like
of it
AI,
at least.
with it, how it's developing faster than any other situation where it's like, oh, you have a lighter. I used to have to light a fire with a stick, right? But I feel like AI, if it evolves too rapidly, then that's where we're like forgetting like how anything worked, right?
yeah, like 5 years ago, look at the iPhone's evolution, right?
Yeah.
Now you love this and you don't want 5 years ago iPhone, but that's good too. I sometimes record my videos with the 5 years ago iPhone, and you cannot tell the difference much. But with the AI, it's growing fast. Again, I don't mind growing fast and everything. I'm just concerned about the society's take on it, because if we literally depend on AI on all the tasks, if we go lazy in our daily lives, that will have some sort of toll on the society.
Yeah, I think so too.
I believe though governments and all the companies will take care of this and think about it wisely and release it accordingly. So let's hope that. But
We'll see.
there's always going to be an issue.
And one.
I always give the fork analogy. Like you have a fork. The fork is a great thing, right? You always eat it You use it, it makes your life easy. But you can also use fork for a bad purpose.
Yeah.
AI is the same thing. You can make your life easy with AI, but you can also use it for a bad purpose.
Yeah, it could.
That's your character, not AI's fault.
So I have a question for you because you have a regular job, you have your company that manufactures silicon 3D printers, you create content on YouTube. Where do you think you are heading? What is the future of Doan, of 3D printing doctor? What is the name of your silicon 3D printer?
It's called Siliprint Inc.
Siliprint Inc.
Siliprint Inc. Yeah. If we cannot sell a device by the end of 2024 decently, there might be time to say goodbye to Siliprint. We will talk with shareholders and
License
see.
the technology, perhaps.
Maybe, but we just need to find someone to license it
sure.
to. That's complicated.
Any 3D printer manufacturer?
Maybe. So silicon printing domain is complicated. We just need to know that it's worth investing our time and technology on it. Maybe we can just like a pause for a bit to make sure that market is then reopen again. So there's that silicon printing like that. For the content creation, you guys maybe know the Social Blade. I generally check my statistics from Social Blade. Based on those predictions, by the end of this year, I'm getting 1 million.
Oh,
Like,
That's
they
awesome.
even have a date, like 17th December 2024, I will be passing 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
17 December.
Yeah, if that happens,
We'll
that's
keep
good.
track.
I will keep track too. I don't know if it's a good prediction or not, but if it works, that's cool. So I think I will
We'll try
continue.
to do our best to help you.
Nobody take the idea I'm about to pitch. Is I'm gonna do a daily series all the way up to Halloween with daily number updates.
Why not?
3D print doctor is now reached.
Oh my God.
Is it YouTube followers?
YouTube.
Instagram?
It's for YouTube.
Okay.
Instagram is like died right now.
What were your numbers in social media?
For Facebook, I guess we are around 200K.
Facebook?
I started Facebook because of him. He pushed me. Hey,
I was pushing everybody on.
start Facebook. Start Facebook. I started it. At the Facebook, I
Very
thought
little.
I was doing something wrong, and it wasn't picking up. Once it picked up, it just like blow off the
Yeah,
chart.
is the Facebook stories or
Reels.
Just
Reels?
Yeah, Rails, and I have a Facebook page. So Facebook page took off
Yeah, we
around 200K.
You do?
I take you in collaborations all the time.
For
Thank you.
Instagram, I have like around 400, YouTube 550. TikTok is like my bleeding thing. Like it's 350-ish,
Which-
but it sit very low, like 120. I was losing followers for a year. It went up back again. It's now around 340K, but I don't know what's going on.
Those are really big numbers.
The really interesting stuff with my TikTok is I never wanted to open TikTok, let me tell you that, because I had opinions about it. One day, TikTok creators slid into my DMs over Instagram. I was like, hey, we like your content. You want to come into TikTok creative program? I was like,
Yeah.
is this scam?
Yeah.
It turned out not scam, and we started with TikTok that way. So that's my story. They sent me some goodies too, like hats.
I
those
do
kind
want to
of
mention that when I first met him, you didn't have very large following at all.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there with a really large following, and I was like, wait, TikTok reached out to you and they gave you merch and stuff? I was like, I've been on TikTok for 3 years and I haven't even talked to a single person.
Yeah, I
And then
think
you convinced me to go like on YouTube and
Yeah,
push for that.
definitely.
And then it was like every like month they were sending me random gifts, and then I had like a manager on TikTok or YouTube, and I was like, I don't have a following over here, right? So
I think it's important in these platforms, once you grow a bit, it's important to make sure that you are connected with the community managers in TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I don't know if Instagram has it, but YouTube definitely has it. So definitely reaching them out and connecting with them is a good idea, because sometimes there's a collaboration comes in from them.
Yeah.
And sometimes you create good networking events. Those are really good to put your name out there, and if they have a project that is within your skill set, they will definitely reach out to you. So for example, what I'm trying to do with YouTube right now is there's something called YouTube Creative Collective. I'm trying to reach out them to create a Boston meetup where I will teach everybody who joins how to 3D print, and we will 3D print YouTube logos and share them with them.
That's cool.
and I'm gonna come to that for sure.
I would love to send you in there. But we haven't yet settled down anything, so I'm still writing things and send them. So that's an idea, right? You can create those kind of stuff and joining workshops and talks and getting to know how system works in the influencer domain is something really important after you prove your follow of maybe 10K is good enough probably.
Yeah. But then, as for Lincoln's questions, that you said, what do you see for yourself in the future? Social media is definitely an important thing that you want to keep on evolving and growing and exploring.
Okay, I have different hats that I'm wearing, right? But in any of them, I always believe is this: knowledge, networking, and impact. So you first generate your knowledge. This is a triangle that I always believe in. You create your knowledge, you have value that you know, but only you know, right? Then you create a network where you connect with the right people. It can be journals, it can be influencers, it can be your neighbors. Like you have a network where you share this knowledge, but you don't have necessarily impact in there. And impact, the third step that I believe in, is coming from this social media influencing. More people you reach, more impact you create, right? Just at the Remurf, a couple people walked in and was like, "Hey, I really love your video. My 4-year-old son watches it." Great. That I'm inspiring people. Like that's the impact part of it. I was as I mentioned, in Robosoft a week ago. One of the organizers, like a big names in the scientific field in robotics, came and said, "Hey, my son has been watching your videos and he was showing me this and this. Can we take a picture?" And I was like, "Cool, yes, but this scares me too. Like kids are watching my channel."
But that's kind of like what I've been talking about with a few other people in these podcasts, is the fact that like right now we can all see like way more than what we see on some of the social medias. And a lot of people might view the videos that me or you or other people are creating are pointless, or they're not part of the 3D printing hard community kind of thing. But then you see those kids and that they're getting inspired, and those are going to be the next generation of people that are going to innovate and stuff like that. And it almost kind of pushes away that thought of like, is this worth it? Am I just making videos for kids or whatever, right?
Sorry, go on.
No, but what I'm saying is that it's really cool to be able to have like a podcast like this where you can like share your backstories and show like, no, it's not just me pulling something off a build plate. Like there's a lot more to this. Like,
and every video, even though they are like similar, reaching to the different people.
Yeah.
And if I even make one person start 3D printing in the STEM field, that's a win.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good enough. But he just reminded me something. Sometimes I make fail videos, okay? And I love fail videos. Because sometimes I'm lazy, I forgot a setting, something I do stupid, okay? And it fails.
Yeah.
And it fails beautifully, and I record it and I share it. And there's these types of people comes like, "Oh, you know nothing. Why all your videos are failures?
You should watch your build plate.
You should level your bag.
You should put a hairspray on it."
Yeah.
Like, why do you have all these printers? You know nothing. I was like, I have a PhD, but I don't know this guy.
I have a PhD.
What?
And Dave 1369 knows more about it than I do.
You should have bought a bamboo.
What?
Or they post something. In a bamboo is really easy to print like that. Print something like that on an ender, and you're like, okay.
Like,
I have no problems.
I'm making that content because it sells on the social media. Like people likes.
And failures happen. I mean,
exactly.
It's life, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of stuff, but I even fail. Everybody fail. Like if a person watching that video is like, "Oh, even this guy can fail. Okay, I'm doing good job."
Yeah, well,
everyone can fail.
That's a takeaway of it, is like you're having to expose a problem, which is already something that's hard to do. But then it also might be that thing that somebody's like, you know what, maybe I should dust off the 3D printer, because I mean, if he's making mistakes here and there, like maybe it's okay that I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I want to try again.
And I'm talking about failures because we see you, like you created content, a lot of followers, you created a new kind of 3D printer, you have a good job. What was a big mistake that you believe you did, or a hard situation you have been through that is nice to hear, to see if you really are a human being?
Oh, I don't know. This is a really good
No, no
question.
human being.
No.
He is
Big
the robot.
He's 3D printed.
Maybe a big mistake is making all these together because I'm running out of time to do stuff.
Focus.
Focus. Um, I don't call anything that I did bit. I don't think I have a big mistake. Let me tell you that. I always do something that I believe that I can do by working really hard on it, and I continue on it. Yes, I did small mistakes in terms of misunderstanding a technology and using it, like breaking into the pieces. That works. Sometimes I create a robot by understanding a principle, let's say scientific principle, by, oh, this works that way. Okay, let's verify this, create a hypothesis, and that hypothesis fail and your experimental setup fail. That costs you. Like you lose the budget of the experimental thing. You can always though think about how to mitigate those risks. So I think I'm very much planned person. That's why even if I think like, okay, if this fails, what I'm going to do before I start my project, I also think failure cases and try to figure out how can I turn that failure into success. For social media, it's more easy because if I have a failure on the machine, okay, I'm going to record it, share it, and that's a view. That's how you mitigate the risk.
And failure is the way to success. There's no way to be successful
Yeah, I mean,
without failing
exactly. Like
a lot of times.
you cannot just ride a bike out of the blue. You just need to fall first, right? Those are the important stuff.
And what about good moments? Is there anything that you remember that was like a life-changing moment or something that you will never forget or that you were like very, very happy?
You don't have to mention our friendship. Like you can say.
That is obviously the case.
Or the STL Flix video.
I think okay, my life-changing moment for me was when I get laid off from Amazon Robotics and AI. You remember there was like a giant layoff happened back in 2022, end of 2022. That was a life-changing moment for me because like I had to pack everything that I own, sell everything that I own at the same time, move out from my place and find a new place to live because like I need a job to continue generating content or continue paying rent, those kind of stuff. What really hit me hard is every time when as now I'm wearing a scientist hat. As a scientist, when I'm creating a project, when I'm doing it, I treat it like a baby. Like I feel like it's my baby and I need to finish that project. But that layoff happened in the middle of the project and I had to get separated from my baby because it was never mine. It was Amazon's. And you just like hands off, you laid off, finish the documentation and
you're free to go.
It's more complicated than that. It's not just free to go, but like find an internal team to swap by X amount of time, and if not, you're laid off, which happened to us. We got laid off. Then it was like a 2 months extra finding a job. Like, let me tell you this. I applied 25 jobs when I finished my postdoc at Yale. I got 4 offers. One of them was Amazon. I got into Amazon. When the Amazon job ended, I applied 146 jobs.
Oh my God.
I remember this.
146 jobs, and I get again 4 offers. One of them was Apple. But that was literally self-confidence breaking moment of my time. Because like, dude, I have so much credibility, but I still cannot job in Washington. Like, I couldn't find a job in Washington State. Everybody laid off. Meta laid off. Microsoft laid off. Google laid off. Amazon laid off. Like anything that I can work on, I cannot work on. That's why I have
all
to come
these
to the
companies
East
are
Coast.
laying off. Yeah.
Everybody laid off. It was like all the smart people were jobless, and they had to hunt between them.
Oh my
and
God.
My niche is on a specific thing.
That must have been a scary moment.
It was a very scary moment for me, and I was like developed this stress. I was waking up, night terrors, like sleep immediately. I cannot sleep. It was like total BS in my life. That was a down moment that I had recently. But then I was like, try to calm myself down. This is being at the right time, at the right place. I have enough skill set. I pull myself up. I started daily yoga.
Good.
I had a really nice friend who opened me their house, gave me a room. So I stayed in that room for a month or so and tried to develop my skills, try to get more interviews, reach people, knowledge networking impact trio that I mentioned, and I really didn't want to make a announcement on my LinkedIn, but towards the end of my like 1 month period, I made an announcement on LinkedIn, like, hey, this is what happened to me. This is my skill set. I'm looking for jobs. That post get like 4,000 likes on LinkedIn.
Oh my God.
And I'm not an influencer or any kind on LinkedIn, by the way. After that,
For
that
offers.
networking, it's not offer. The 4 offers didn't came from there, but I got lots of interview options in there. I did lots of interviews. Some of them didn't work, some of them worked good, but that's how it happened, right? Creating the knowledge, network, and impact is always important. To your previous question, what's happening in the future of me is that I will continue within that triangle. I will continue creating knowledge, creating networking, and share it as an impact over 3D printing, doctor. So turn it like this and make sure that everything is good and everybody's happy.
Yeah, it's funny how the three things intersect, right? Because you have a PhD, so the knowledge part, I guess, is very gathered. And then the networking and impact, they both come a lot from, well, your past experiences and the fact that you are very, you have a lot of followers as well.
I mean, when you have a PhD, you realize you know nothing, by the way. I was like, oh my God, I know nothing. Because when you do a PhD, you're expert on one topic, very specific.
Yeah.
And then when you come with other PhDs, you realize everybody has a niche. And then you realize that you don't know 10,000 things. You only know one thing. I was like, oh my God, I should zip it.
And well, we always end the podcast by asking two things.
Yeah.
First, which advice would you give to someone that is starting 3D printing today?
Never give up.
Nice.
Tateboyo. I don't know if you guys watch Naruto, but never give up. Literally. If you're in 3D printing domain, if you want to create your own company in 3D printing, social media account, or even hobby, whatever it is, just do it. Never give up.
And the second one is, what advice would you give to someone that wants to start creating content? Being it related to 3D printing or not?
Okay. Whatever you do in your content, don't be perfectionist. Don't try to create perfect video out there. Don't buy the most expensive equipment first. Just do it with your phone. Just do it with your phone. See how the audience reacts. Because it is not about you. It's about your audience who is going to watch you if you are going to be a content creator. As long as you understand your audience, you're gold. Because your content will be watched over and over again. Then after you get like 10K followers or subscribers, then you can start improving your quality in there. Because the biggest mistake people do is like they head down to the best, they create the best video out there, spend hours of work, and they share it. Nobody watches it. And that is the most overwhelming thing I have ever seen. And that demoralizes them and they give up later. No, just take your phone, take the video, just do it, share it, get like, I don't know, 100 views and you spend only like 5 minutes on that video. That's good because you didn't too much job.
Yeah.
Once you get bigger and bigger and bigger, just increase your capacity.
That's awesome.
And then you will be a good content creator.
Those were great advices.
Great advice for life. Don't
Yeah.
be that much
I approve.
perfectionist.
Yeah. Just let it go because people like natural stuff, not washed up stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
STL.
All right, so thank you very much for watching. Make sure you click the like and subscribe button. So if you want to watch more videos like this, thank you very much for participating with us. It was really cool.
I enjoyed this, yeah.
That's cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it as well. And I'll see you the next time.